All right, today we're breaking down a story that honestly feels like it was ripped straight out of a political thriller. We're looking at a leaked video that could completely change how we see the 2023 coup in Gabon.
Okay, so let's just dive right into the most startling piece of evidence here, a secretly recorded video that basically throws the entire official story of the coup into question.
These are the words Gabon's new leader said in that video. It's a simple phrase, right? But it raises huge questions about what really happened. Was this a revolution or something else entirely?
So, this video was supposedly filmed by the former president's own son, and it shows the coup leader, General Brice Ungema, having this surprisingly casual chat with the very same family he was meant to have overthrown.
To really get why this video is such a bombshell, we need to rewind a bit. Let's go back to August 2023 and look at what we all thought happened.
You have to understand, for over half a century, Gabon was basically synonymous with one family, the Bongos. First, Omar Bongo was in charge for a staggering 42 years. After he died, his son Ali Bongo took over. We're talking about a 55-year dynasty.
And that's why the coup was met with such celebration. I mean, people were pouring into the streets totally ecstatic. To the average person in Gabon, this looked like a real moment of liberation from this family that had been in power forever.
So this leaves us with two completely conflicting stories. The official narrative was a clean break. The military liberated the nation. But what the video suggests is something way more complicated, an internal power shuffle, where the Bongo family was actually protected, not punished.
So who is this new leader at the center of everything? And what's his real connection to the old regime he supposedly just dismantled?
Well, General Brice was no outsider. He's described as a cousin, or at the very least, a close family ally, who was basically raised inside the Bongo's inner circle. He was a part of the very system he claimed he was there to destroy.
And get this, in the video, he says this directly to the Bongo family. He's pretty much telling them that his leadership was the best case scenario for them, a way to manage the situation and protect them from something much worse.
So the crucial point here is that this totally contradicts the initial reports of arrests. The video suggests the family wasn't in custody. They were under protection by one of their own. The whole narrative of a forceful overthrow just starts to crumble.
But wait, the story gets even more complicated. There's another layer to this, one that points to some pretty serious foreign influence. This might be the single most shocking thing in the video. The new leader just admits that he personally called Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, Gabon's former colonial power, to let him know the Bongo family was safe.
And that just makes you stop and ask, right? If this was a true liberation for Gabon, why would your first call be to check in with Paris? It raises some really deep questions about Gabon's sovereignty and who's really calling the shots.
So, with all this new information, what does it all actually mean for the people of Gabon? What about all those hopes they had for a different future?
This is the tough reality they're facing now. Those celebrations might seem a little premature, huh? Is this just the same dynasty with a new face? Can you really have real democratic change if it seems like the old guard is still pulling the strings, maybe even with a nod from overseas?
For a country that really believed it had turned a new page after 55 years, this is a pretty sobering moment. It's the fear that the system has just put on a new mask.
So in the end, this leaked video forces us to ask one last critical question. What really happened in Gabon? Was it a true revolution or just a palace reshuffle, carefully managed behind the scenes? The answer will define everything for millions of Gabonese citizens.